There was once a young man. He was caught up in a situation, a predicament. He was forced with the choice of either playing video games with his bros or working on a side hustle. When he made the choice of working, his friends hit him with the comments. They hit him with the remarks of, "Oh, it is boring. That's no fun. We're gonna miss you. It's only 1 hour. You don't have to work on it right now. You can push it off later. Come and play Fortnite, bro. It's the new map." Comments eventually influenced this man, and he fell. He fell for the push of fun over his side hustle. Now, what do you think happened to that young man? Did he ever get his work done? Did he ever finish his goals for the day? Did he ever feel purposeful or happy with himself? Later, he realized he wasted not just 30 minutes, not just an hour, a couple hours, a couple days. And would his future self be happy with it? Would his self 30 days later be happy that he spent a couple hours wasteful? When in reality, that could have put him in a different situation than where he is right now. He could have moved farther. He could have sent an extra 100 to 200 messages that day, which he could have gotten a client 30 days later. He could have posted how many videos. He could have made how many videos. But instead, he chose to play video games. Would you say those are friends? Would you say those are people that support you, that like you, that love you? No. No, real friends wouldn't understand. Real friends wouldn't push you back down into the bucket. They will help you climb up and hope that you will help them. But that's not the most important part. They want to see you succeed. They want to see their brother move on, move to bigger things. So, real friends respect you. Your other friends don't respect you. Because they aren't friends. They're just somebody who you share common interests with, and they are addicted to that common interest. And you aren't friends with each other. You are friends with that interest. There is no friendship with those people. Let's say for alcohol. Are you friends with the people? Or are you both friends with the alcohol? Because without the alcohol, what are you? Are you friends? Or you sit there awkwardly wondering what to do? You don't have much to talk about because you realize you don't actually have that much in common. The only thing that's common is the alcohol, or the video games, or the weed, or any type of degenerate activity. Your real friends keep you accountable. Your fake friends, your undeserving friends, they keep you down. They keep you weak. They like you weak. They don't like you stronger than them because they have hold over you. They know they can do it. But you try to break through. You try to push through. You gotta understand that getting complacent and falling off to those people will not benefit your life. The only benefit that would come from it is sociality And even then, it's not as great as it should be. So real friendship is not based around a virtual, imaginary world. When you don't want to play, it becomes a problem. And they do not like it. They do not just like to seem weak. They do not like to seem pushed out of the circle. They do not like to seem different or weak. See, the concept of your friends that want to go out drinking and alcohol and all of that, all these types of friends will stop contacting you as soon as you stop doing this habit. As soon as you stop doing this activity, you stop playing video games, they'll slowly lose contact because you don't share something. You guys don't share that friendship of that activity, of that habit. So when you remove it, you're essentially removing them from your life because you don't deserve them. They don't deserve you. If they're not willing to move forward, if they're actually willing to push you down, you don't deserve them. They aren't your friends. You can think they are your friends, you think they have something, but in reality, ask yourself this question. What do we have in common besides the video games, besides the alcohol, besides the weed, besides the degeneracy? What do you have in common? What do you really share with each other? Now don't cope and say, oh, we share the good times, we share happy moments. Oh, I'm good at this social skill with them. If it's just some little small minute piece compared to the bigger picture of the actual hurt that it's coming from, that they don't actually support you, is it really worth it? Is it really worth the pain, the agony of going through that? Because I don't think so. It's not worth it. Personally, I have cut off a lot of friends. I have stopped talking to them because it just always goes back to the things we used to do. It always does. Saying, oh, when are you gonna play? Oh, when are you gonna do this? I was a major gamer. I got into drinking, I got into smoking. I used to watch porn. Like, it was a whole bunch of degenerate activities, and I had a lot of friends that did those as well. When in reality, those friends held me down. Even if they didn't mean to, they held me down. They were a constraint, they were an anchor for me moving my ship forward and traversing the seas of entrepreneurship, of self-improvement, of just life. So you gotta realize, what is your anchor? What is your constraint? What is your constraint in these friends? Is it the actual substance itself? Is it the friends themselves? Is it the people they base themselves around, you base yourselves around? The values? What is it? Because once you find it, you gotta realize, how can I remove it? With good karma. You don't want to bring bad karma. You don't want to bring bad karma. Because bad karma will only lead to problems later on in life that you do not need to put on. You can respectfully leave, because that's who you want to be, right? You want to be respectful. You want to be a man. You want to be the higher figure. Well, you need to act like it, even when in times of pain, of times of agony, removing people from your life. You need to stay vigilant. You need to stay with virtues. So you can't just push them out and cut them off and be rude about it. You can cut them off and do no contact, but just utterly say to them that, look, respectfully, if I cannot do this thing anymore, and if that is going to be a problem, then I would like to still keep contact, but do not push this activity upon me. I would respect that. And if they don't respect your wishes, then you can cut them off. But do the respectful thing first. Always lead with respect. Because respect is always earned. You always have to give respect to earn respect. You're never just given it. You gotta be giving respect to receive it. So you're wondering how you can have friends while on the improvement, while working, while being an entrepreneur or a high-level career, or just focusing on yourself. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna be very, very alone. Like, you're gonna be very alone at times, like very alone for months, weeks, months, maybe even a year or 2 years. It's a very shallow road in the beginning. You're just in a 2-lane, not even, you're on a 1-way street. It's just one way. No cars coming with you. No cars passing you. It's just you. Eventually, you will start to see a 2-lane road. You start to see people passing on the other side. And then you start to go into a 4-lane. Well, at a 3-lane, there's one person on the other side, and there's 2 people. There's someone coming with you. You see a car behind you. And eventually you keep growing the lanes. The more you move bitter, because the more you are able to seek those types of friends. The more you are able to have time, energy to bring value to each other. Like, there's skills, there's relationships, there's knowledge, there's presence that you do not have, that they have, or that you have that they don't have, and shared interests. That is the meaning of real friendships, is you have something in common, or you have something that they don't have, that they can benefit from, and you as well, in a cordial meaning. Like, and then eventually you'll grow on each other. But like, your objective is to focus on yourself, to build up the foundations of success, mind, knowledge, beliefs, skills. Only then will you be able to move forward in life and find those friends, find those friendships. Because it's worth seeing a masculine man in your life to keep you accountable. Because he will test you, he will challenge you, he will push you forward to the next task, the next objective, even farther from the objective you already hit. He wants to see you succeed, and you want to see him succeed. Now, if you find one in your early days, even you both are starting, push forward to try to interact with him. Try to get him there, because if you two can challenge each other from the beginning, you both will move way farther than you were if you are alone. Now, we'll say with the alone, there is a side effect, is you might develop loneliness, as in you think there's no one else like you. You think that it's just you, and that you will never find someone. When in reality, there's a lot. You just gotta stay vigilant. You gotta keep focusing on yourself. You gotta keep pushing forward. It's the only way you can ever find someone, is if you develop yourself into a higher value man, a higher level man. Even if it's 1% from what you were before, that is a lot. 10%, that is extraordinary. 50%, you're completely changed. Like, you no longer relate to that old person, that old you, right? Ultimately, the best practice is to cut out any and all toxic friends, any and all toxic relationships, toxic beliefs, toxic just activities that are destroying your progress and moving you away from your goals, that don't respect you, that don't respect your goals. The friendships you have are not healthy, they're not worth it. So ask yourself, what is the reasoning behind everything? Is it only kept together by this substance, by this activity? And once you realize that, you move forward in life and you just keep focusing on yourself. You'll get tempted. You will get tempted to fall back into it. Just remind yourself, put on a note on the board and saying, is it worth it? What is the underlying cost? Is it, or what is the reasoning behind it? Is it fear? Is it regret? Is it FOMO? Find the reasoning for everything and you'll realize the actual purpose of it and the actual meaning behind it. And it could just be the stupidest thing ever. The smallest little part that you could not, it could be so small they don't realize how dumb it is or how irrelevant it actually is. Your mind just perceives it to be bitter. Your mind just perceives it to be more important because it doesn't want to miss out. It has fear. Now this path is going to be hard. It's going to be very hard, but I promise you it's worth it. I promise you it's worth cutting those friends out. I promise you it's worth pushing forward onto yourself and keeping your head down. It's worth it being alone than being influenced by others to drag you down. Just the only person that can drag you down then is yourself. And that is more beneficial than having those friends drag you down because you are able to conquer yourself. You can't conquer your friends. You can't fix them. You can fix yourself though. You can push forward. You can move and level up yourself even better by being alone, by feeling these feelings, so you can then fix them and find the underlying root cause of them. Love and respect is way more efficient than pleasure and self-indulgence and short-term gratification. Always think long-term, because the long-term is always more beneficial. It always outweighs the short-term. So just focus on yourself, bro. And just keep your head down. Just push forward. You got this.